Welcome to r/slash idontworkherelady, where we share stories about normal people who are actual customers that are mistaken for employees at that establishment. This is TNA, top-notch audio. Get ready for some laughs. And at the end of these stories, we definitely appreciate your likes, comments, and definitely subscribe for sure. And this next story is posted by u/pumpkin thighs. I don't work at Subway yet. So as some who was laid off in March, I enjoyed my last 4 months of work-free life, but at last I need a job now. My state went into a green stage, meaning that many businesses are open now and hiring. I applied to as many as I could as a 17-year-old and landed an interview today at Subway. I went in around what little lunch rush they had and got pulled into the office for the interview. The way to get into the office was at the opposite end of the sandwich bar area where there was a little flap door, a kind of sucky setup. I was walking towards it when a woman very angrily huffed at the sight of me. I came out from behind the sandwich bar and looked at her. "Can I help you with something?" EM: "Yes, you can. I've been waiting here for 20 minutes. Not true. The person working just went into the back to restock some of the sandwich fillings. I heard her say, 'Give me just a moment, please. I'll be right with you.'" "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't work here." EM: "Yes, you do. You came out from behind the sandwich bar. I saw you walk in there too. Only employees are allowed back there." "You're absolutely right, but I hopefully will be allowed back in there by my own will sometime soon." EM: "Look, I don't care if you just got off your shift or something. Make me a sandwich." Now, I worked as a line cook before, and while I never talked with customers much, I did have at least some experience with that award-winning top-notch employee twinkle in my eyes, no smile because of all the mask. "I apologize for the inconvenience, ma'am. I'll get someone to make your sandwich." EM: "No, make it for me now." At this point, I'm done with her BS, but if the manager comes out at any second and sees me bad-mouthing a customer, then I'm in trouble. Thank the good heavens above, though, because the employee had come out now with extra sandwich fillings and started talking to the lady. I apologized to them both for the inconvenience and left while the employee was making her sandwich. Hopefully, I was patient enough or just all around nice as how I described myself in the interview to the manager who might have been watching the cameras. I was promised a call on if I get the job or not on Wednesday, so I'll update with the news after the call. And this story is posted by u/lunar_wolf_studios. Karen wants me fired from a GameStop and a free Switch. Mine. English is my first language, but I type fast and sometimes don't notice spelling errors, so feel free to make fun of me because I'll make fun of myself. Don't worry. Anyways, on to the story. K is Karen. Me is me. Jason, my boyfriend. M, manager. F, friend who works at GameStop. So to survive this whole lockdown, I've been enjoying My Hero 1's Justice 2 and Pokemon. Let's go EV on my Switch. However, I wanted to see if I could find something else to play a few days after everything started opening up again. I got my boyfriend Jason to drive me to GameStop. For context, we are both underage and only he has his license. Once inside, I started looking at all the Switch games. I also had a question about Pokemon Shield. I knew F could help me with some. I bought my Switch with me, asked her about it, and handed her my Switch, then went back to looking. K storms in not a minute later. K: "Excuse me." I didn't pay attention to her, not expecting her to be talking to me since I obviously was browsing, right? Wrong. K: "Excuse me." Me: "Oh, hi. Am I in your way?" K: "Yes, you are. Why are you just standing there instead of working?" Me: "I don't know what." K: "Are you going to move or not?" I just shrink a bit and back away. Now, even though I am taller than most people, somewhere between 5'9" and 6'1", I am a twig. I have no muscles, and you can see my rib cage if I take my shirt off. Before someone says something, because this has happened in posts on other sites, no, I don't have an eating disorder, just a very, very high metabolism. Friend told me she got the problem I needed help with done and handed me my Switch. I smile and thank her before moving back to the games. K: "Go do your job and ring this up for me." Thrusting BOTW in my hands. Me: "Ma'am, as I've tried telling you already, I don't actually." K: "I don't want any excuses, young man." I just sigh and walk to the counter, handing my friend the game and explain to her what happened quietly when this lady comes around the corner. K: "Ugh, Did I not tell you to ring that up? Do your darn job. F. He doesn't work here. Jason has come in by that point and hugs me from behind as I'm shaking a bit from how much this lady has yelled at me. I can't handle people yelling, part of my past and part of the reason I shrank away from her earlier. Now, all he cared about was while looking through the window of the store, he saw my anxiety go up and needed to comfort me, so he didn't think to put a mask on first. Important detail for later. Jason, babe, it's okay. I'm right here. I got you. He kissed my cheek softly, and that's when I think three things registered in Karen's head. 1, I don't actually work there. 2, I'm gay. 3, someone was kissed, probably just spreading the virus. Manager had finally come out, seeing as Karen was yelling loud enough for Mexico to hear. I'm in Ohio. For anyone who reads this in another country, that's one of the states in the top row in the U.S. M, what's going on here? K, this man was rude to me and is intentionally spreading the virus around me to get sick. Excuse me, Butch, what? After some more shouting, she demands a free switch as compensation, and guess what? Even though she now knows I don't work there, she asks for him. I say no quietly, and Karen reaches for it. Jason pulls me out of there and buys me ice cream to calm me down before we go to a different GameStop to eventually buy Animal Crossing. And this story is posted by u/Tanya Hylian. Yes, I speak Spanish, but I'm a tourist, just like you. So, this happened a few years ago, long before this pandemic started. For context, I'm Mexican. I was fresh out of college, and I decided I wanted to go on vacations to New York because I really wanted to see a Broadway musical. I convinced my mom to go with me because I didn't want to go alone, and my friends don't have that kind of money. She didn't want to at first because she had some very bad opinions about Americans, which thankfully changed after our trip, and she also doesn't speak English very well. Thankfully for her, our second day in New York, we were looking for a place to have breakfast and entered a restaurant? I don't know if that's the name. They served pancakes, sandwiches, and cheesecakes, and also had some fruits and sodas to buy. Anyways, the place actually had only Mexican employees, so my mom didn't have to rely on me to order for her, which she appreciated. So from then on, we ate our meals there. The place didn't have any waiters though, so you had to order and then go pick your food when they call for your turn and bring it back to your table yourself. It was during our second day in New York that we ordered some sandwiches, and when our turn was called, my mom asked me to get our food. However, when I came back with it, she asked me if I could also bring her another bottle of water as she had already finished hers. She gave me money and I went to buy her another bottle. I had arrived to the fridge and was about to open it when someone said in Spanish, "Excuse me." She had a weird accent that I had never heard before, so definitely not from Mexico. I quickly grabbed the bottle and turned to look at whoever had spoken, thinking they wanted to use the fridge. I was met with an old lady wearing a shirt and shorts with sunglasses on and a camera hanging from her neck by a cord. Yep, definitely a tourist like myself. "Are you going to use the fridge?" I also asked in Spanish. "No, I wanted to know why our food hasn't arrived yet. We ordered almost half an hour ago." To her credit, she wasn't rude about it, mostly annoyed, which I understand. "Oh, no, you have to go pick up the food yourself," I explained. "See the ticket they gave you? It has a number, and when it matches the number in the sign above the counter, it means your food is ready." "But you brought food to that woman," she said confusedly, pointing to my mom. "Yeah, that's my mom. I don't work here." "But you're Mexican." She seemed to still be trying to make sense of the situation. She probably inferred I was Mexican because of my skin color and because I had the same accent as the employees. "Yes, but I'm a tourist, just like you," I kept trying to explain. "I live with 3 elderly people, so I know sometimes it takes them a while to understand something that goes against what they had at first believed to be the truth." Eventually, she seemed to process my words and apologized profusely before going to pick her food. She, her husband, and their grandson then went to sit next to my mom and I. This wasn't uncommon as the tables were rather large and the place was crowded, and we spent a good time talking about our experiences in New York, as well as our own countries. Turns out they were from Colombia. Eventually, it was time for us to go to the musical, so we said goodbye to them and headed towards Broadway. That was the first and also the last time, to date at least, that I have been confused as an employee when I am actually not, and I'm thankful it was a positive experience. And this story is posted by u/782245. Is the patio open? So because of COVID, I've lost my job for the foreseeable future and have decided to drive for Uber Eats in the meantime. I was at Montana's waiting outside for them to bring out the order when I hear, "Excuse me," fairly far behind me. It's pretty faint and I'm not in anyone's way, so I ignore it. A moment later, "Excuse me." I turn around and this Karen and her assumed to be son are standing in the parking lot a good 20 feet away staring at me. I just look around, then look back at her confused. She goes, "Yes, you. Is the patio open, or should we just seat ourselves?" Keep in mind, I am nowhere near the patio entrance as they've separated the customer and driver entrances. I responded with, "I don't know. I don't work here." I'm also wearing jeans, a loose-fitting t-shirt, checked Vans, and my sunglasses, and carrying my delivery bag. She got all offended and asked if I was sure, then proceeded to loudly say, "Well then, I guess I'll just figure it out myself." Like, okay, you do that. Poor son seems so embarrassed. These were 4 great stories, so we definitely thank you for listening, and do us a huge favor, comment, like, share, and definitely subscribe for sure, so you'll be able to get more of the reminders for new videos that come out in the future. Have yourselves an incredible day. This has been TNA Top Notch Audio.